Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick demonstration of some of the software that's included with my book. So the first thing that you would need to do is go to the book site. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to open up Chrome and go to interactivemusicbook.com. And in here you'll see a menu for software tools. So I'm going to go to that and then I'm going to pick one of these to download. Now I'm viewing this on a PC and I'm showing this demonstration on a PC. And so that's what I'm going to download. So I'm going to pick the transition simulator here, which helps you write music with transition for video games. So one thing that you should be aware of, and that is with these tools, you need to have QuickTime installed. So if you need to install QuickTime, you can go to Apple's site and download QuickTime. If you don't have it installed, then it's unlikely that the applications are going to open themselves. So let's go take a look at what we have. I'm going to go to my downloads folder, and I have my transition simulator here. Now, the other thing that you have to take note of is that it's not going to work unless it's unzipped out of the folder itself. So the first thing that you want to do is kind of right-click on it and then go ahead and extract all. And that will give us a folder, and pull it out of that, uncompress it, put it in a folder that we can actually use. So here it is. When I double click, you can see the files are inside of it. A lot of these files are support files. There's a text file named music credits, and the music credit for this happens to be a former student of mine, Alex Abraham, who was nice enough to loan us his music for this demonstration. And then there's this application here. That's what we're going to actually open. The other ones are for if you want to open up the source code using Max MSP, which is how these files were actually built. So the most important files in here are the WAV files, which you can replace with your own, an introduction. There's a section 1, section 2, and 2 transitions. And lastly, there's a movie that you can replace. It's a QuickTime movie. Any standard QuickTime movie you can replace in this folder with the same name, just like these WAV files, and then use it with your own music. So if I double click here, it will bring up an error message saying, hey, do you want to trust this application? And I'm not officially a registered Windows developer, so what you have to do in order to get it to run is go to More Info and then Run Anyway, and that will open up the file. And you can see the max runtime window opens up and the main controls for the simulator open up. And so I'll just play through this. When I hit the start button, what's going to happen is it will play section 1 because I don't have the intro enabled. And then eventually I'll hit the section 2 button, which will transition us into section 2. So basically the way this works, the transition simulator, it's mainly to help you write good transitions. So in this simulator, you write 2 sections of music. In this instance, we have kind of explore music and some battle music, and then the transitions are to get you from one piece of music to another. So the book, I spend a lot of time in the book talking about how to write good transitions and what type of scores really need transition types of scores and the advantages and stuff like that. But here's where you really can go in and mess around with make your own. So I'm going to hit the start. The movie right now we can see is just a generic template movie that Max includes, but you can replace it with gameplay footage or whatever you want to replace it with. So hit the start button, and we are going to hear a little bit of the Explore music right now. I'm going to increase the music volume. And then I'm going to use the section 2 button, the little red button here, to play the transition and get us into section 2, which is battle. Now, I can do this anytime. I'm sort of waiting a little bit, but I could do it right away or later. I'm going to do it right now. Just going to start playing the transition. And then I can hit section 1 to go back. And it will play transition 2 over here, and then ultimately get us back into section 1. And I can do this as many times as I want to test transition. So I'm going to test transition 1 again. And you have a few controls about how, if you want to fade in your transitions, how long sections take to fade out, and some of those things. There's also a low pass filter and stuff like that. And that's it. Hope you enjoy it. There's some notes down here about how QuickTime has to be installed. And the WAV file should really be 4416. And the last note is I would say make your videos small. These are really for testing testing your music out. So just make small movies, 320 by 240, so they don't stutter. It depends on your machine. If you have a really high-end machine, you can put 720p videos into it. But if you have a lower-end machine, I would definitely recommend using 320 by 240 just to be safe. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.